Did you like that
Yes,
one?
because
That was a pretty good
I did, because you were trying to tee it up like I did last time.
Yep.
You know, where I gave you this big
I felt like that
story.
worked.
It did,
Felt like
because I was like,
bookending it on the other story. Yeah, I felt like that worked.
I was
Hey,
like,
everybody.
those assholes. Hi.
Welcome back. So look, here's the deal. We recorded this episode like 3 weeks ago. And
We did.
because of my internet, it did not work. I was cutting in and out. So we thought it might work. So Miranda and I finished the episode, and then when we played it back, it did not work at all. And it was real crappy and laggy. But I have fixed my internet since. And am I good? Does it work?
Yeah, there's been a couple times where your video has frozen, but your mouth words are still coming into my ears. It's probably not the best way I could have said that. But
my mouth words are finding your ears. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So now we're good. So look, this episode a little different because Miranda has actually heard my entry already once, but you haven't. So there. But we're gonna do it this time because it works. Also, a little bit of scheduling, housekeeping. We've got this episode, and we probably only have one more of the story. We'll see how it pans out. We're not sure yet, actually, but we think there's just going to be one more after this, because Miranda has the ace, and that's technically the final card of
and the ace of this one, because spoiler alert, we already know because of what happened, is actually broken into 2 sections. One is what's going on my side, and the other is what's going on with Colin's side. So what we'll probably end up doing, because I was thinking about this in the couple weeks that we haven't been filming. Sorry.
Yeah, because then there were there were scheduling problems, and then
there was scheduling, and then I got sick, guys.
Yeah, Miranda was sick, and I had a thing, and so it was
I'm
just
so
a bunch
sorry.
It was a bunch of stuff. So anyway,
but
yes.
But the way it looks like, what probably would be good is if we broke it into 3 more episodes. So the next one would be me, the next one would be Colin, and the third one would be after the show. Yep, wrap up after the show. Don't worry, guys. I know that you're really worried that we're going to go away forever, and you probably thought so because of our filming issues, but we're not. We have so many projects coming up that we're really excited to do, and we have guests coming on at some point, and probably more guests as we go. So this is just the beginning.
Yep. Tip of the Titanic killer is what it is. Just the tip. After that, we are probably going to play video games for maybe a week or 2, like that. But we're not going to make that a podcast because that'd be boring. So what you should do is go over to the Elder Elves on Twitch or YouTube, and subscribe to us there. So that way you can watch us play video games, which are just going to be kind of fun and probably a little silly. We'll see what we can get to work on there. Because that'll just be a nice brain break. And then we've got like a huge amount of other independent games, and some other fun ideas that we have been knocking about.
That's right.
Anyway.
And then if anyone wants a t-shirt or stickers or any merch from us, well, you're going to have to wait because we're still trying to figure out what our logo really is. I like what we got going on. But if any of our fans out there are like, oh, you know what? How about this? We're always up for ideas.
Also, if you want to download the soundtrack to the whole run of Tether, you can't do it. Not at all.
Well,
just like the merch.
Sorry, guys. But at some point, we will have Spotify for our next game that we know we're definitely going to be doing called Contact. And you probably can't see it very well. And for our podcast guys, you can't see it at all. But there's a game called Contact that we hope to have a singer-songwriter with us as we play that. So, Colin,
Anywho,
do you want to recap? Or do you want me to recap?
Oh God, it was so long ago.
I know.
It was your last entry. Do you remember it better?
I should. Hold on. Hold please. I'm so sorry.
It's been too long. We were ill prepared. But this is what makes it legit. This is behind the scenes. This is a peek behind the mask.
That's right.
For everybody.
I'm actually dressed on top for video, and on the bottom is my pajama pants, so I was not anticipating that.
Yeah, when you got up just now, you looked like a Muppet just running around with its legs. Its furry little legs.
I like it. Oh, wow. It's been a little bit. Can you believe this? I believe that Charlie had a plan and had started to go about her plan only to have her grandmother stall that and end up in the drink, as they say. Not in alcohol, but she took a header off a bridge. And Charlie doesn't want to do this anymore. She's at the point where she's like, is this worth it? She has an idea of what could be, what should be, what can be. She doesn't know who to trust, really. And that's where we're at. She doesn't want to do this. Charlie's done. But you would be too if you're that age and all the adults are wackos and there's no way out.
100%. For sure.
So.
Okay. All right. Are you ready for my entry? You already. Hey, everybody that can't answer me. Are you ready for my entry?
Hold on, let me get my pen again. Boop.
Can you make some new notes? Notes.
Notes on notes.
What if I completely changed this on you? What if I took...
I would... I don't know. I don't think it would matter because I did start writing and then I was like, oh shit, I don't know if that's where I want to go with it. So this is good. I get to rehear and see if this is where it needs to go. So go ahead.
It would have been an amazing opportunity for me to just completely change my shit and not tell you.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. That would have been. Next time.
But I didn't.
Thank you.
I didn't because that felt wrong because we've never gone back and changed an entry.
We haven't. We've just crossed out chunks and read the new stuff, but that's, neither here nor there.
No. All right. Oh, hello, Charlie. You tell a fantastic story. I hope you grew up to be a writer. And I hope you don't mind that I add this last chapter to your book here. Because you're not going to believe this. But my name actually is Jordan. Actually, I think you know my mother. She said a long time ago, she found a young girl in my dad's abandoned gas station. She said you were very sweet and such a nice little girl. That must have been sometime in the 90s. So I can only assume that you were putting this book here when she found you. Maybe you even know who I am. She knew your grandparents. It's a small town, so not too many secrets stay unknown by curious little sleuths like yourself. I grew up in East Prairie. Then I went to the West Coast for school. That's where I started my company, which is also why I've come back now. The first startup I made sold for a lot of money, and now I have the ability to come back and make the town I grew up in a little bit better of a place. It wasn't great when I was here, and it seems like maybe you feel that way too because of your story. And because of the story you made up and set here. The economy has really gone downhill for this small little farm town. Ever since the old Cutter place came down, crops died up around the same time. And there's just about nothing else here keeping this place afloat, except a few industries and people who are overworked, tired, and sad. I came back originally to put my mom in an assisted living place for people who can't really take care of themselves anymore. And you know, she's doing really well there and is very happy with a big group of friends. They also spent most of their days in this town. A large part of the elderly population here have Parkinson's now, and that's a disease that affects their memories. So she doesn't feel quite so alone anymore at that place. If you're interested to know, they built the retirement home where the old church used to be. That burned down some time ago as well. When I was younger, that's where a lot of these people spent their time. But I was never much into religion, so I fought back pretty hard and never went. I recognize some of the people in your story. I wish Mrs. Williams was still around. She was a very sweet woman and always seemed to be looking out for me. It's very sad what happened to her. I thought it was so coincidental in your story that you talked so much about the Cutter house. But what happened would have been around that summer that you were here with your grandparents. So, to someone with such an active imagination like yours, I'm sure it was very fun to write about. My new venture actually has a lot to do with that piece of property. I bought the land and will be developing it over the course of the next year. The natural springs that run under it will be the source of our new spring water company. If you ever come back to collect this book, you'll know where to come and find me. So please, say hi. Once construction is done and the plant is operational, we will be pumping out that water and sending it all over the world. But I'm not going to bore a kid with talk of global distribution. The old folklore is that the water in this town always held rejuvenating properties. So hopefully you can take a little bit of pride in knowing that East Prairie bottled water will be shipped to billions of people around the globe. It's too bad I left town before you arrived. I'm sure we would have been best of friends. A creative young spirit like yours is exactly what this town needed. If you ever find this book, I hope you don't mind me adding one final chapter to it. And if somebody else finds this book, I hope it adds a fun ending for you, too. Signed, Jordan. So,
Jordan's still a horrible person and needs to be drowned in a bucket. Just
I think last time when the episode that failed, I think I talked a little bit about I wasn't sure if I wanted to play the whole Terminator everything worked out ending game or if I wanted to do something a little bit different. Which
I do
also
like it.
not to say, yeah, I mean, I ended up liking it too. And I think doing anything else would have just made it feel repetitive because we've already kind of seen the other couple of ways that things ended for Jordan. So I was fine with it. I liked that. And I felt bored doing something that I'd kind of already done before. The only other thing I thought about was doing the entry from somebody else's perspective. But that felt weird because we've never really established that anybody else has access to the book.
Right.
Or can write in it, or could even like see what's written in it or anything like that. So I felt like that would have been maybe a bridge too far.
Maybe. I like it so far. It's I do like the almost the reset. Every little thing I do, what you've done, how it's already like I was thinking when I was writing, everything you already did in the past already happened in my present. So nothing you did actually changed anything because it happened. So you can go back 100 times, but everything you already did has affected me. And now,
everything you're doing does change what happens to Jordan.
Yeah, because it's like, what is it? Ripples on a pond, Yeah. The ripples are smaller, closer, or whatever. So.
And you can get real timey-wimey about it too, and like really drill down on like, is this a branched reality? Is it Back to Future rules, or is it the Avengers rules? Like, who's doing what? But
very true.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's also a magical journal, so how much do you really want to look into it?
I mean, so much. We know it can't light on fire, so.
Also,
what
that's
kind
not
of leather
to say
is that?
Flammable leather.
Flammable.
New flammable leather.
Hey there, kid. I made this pretty sweet leather that doesn't burn. And you're writing in it. I don't know. Go ahead.
Are you tired of regular leather? Try new flammable leather. It's great.
It's flammable. I like it.
What else was I going to say? I was going to say something else too. Oh, yeah. It also doesn't necessarily mean that you can't change something that I would have to do like a follow-up for.
So I keep whacking my camera.
You keep whacking your camera. That's fine.
Yeah, it keeps
the podcast audience doesn't care.
They can't. They're just hearing us go, whoa, on their end every time.
Whoa. We should have done sound effects every time you hit it and been like, whoa.
And then you should have moved to as I hit it. You should have just been like, whoa.
Like how they filmed, like anytime they film something hitting
Star
the ship
Trek.
in Star Trek.
Yeah. And they just all move.
Where everyone's just like.
But anyway. So
but yeah, anyway, that you could do a journal entry next and completely change what has to happen.
Correct. I could wipe out your mother's. Well, no, I can't. I can go back in time and wipe your mother out.
Yeah.
So those eggs never happen.
Yep, you could do that. And then I don't really know what I would do.
Go back in time and get my mom.
Maybe, theoretically, I wouldn't be able to do anything.
What if you go back in time and adopt me, and then I'm your daughter?
Whoa. Now we're getting into all my children territory.
Yeah. This is a General Hospital.
General Hospital.
That's right.
What's the like really weird one? I haven't watched.
Oh my god!
There's like
Fantasy
one really
Island.
Weird
no,
one that I don't know. It's got like witches in it.
Yeah. No, there was one that was like, if anyone knows,
like way out.
It was during the era of General Hospital, As the World Turns. There's another one that was like super crazy. Like there was mermaids and stuff. I think at one point. It was like wild. It was a wild one, and people loved it. And I never.
Yeah, please. If anybody has any idea what it is, because I don't. I just remember like one scene that I remember walking in on, and it was like a witch convincing a child to do something or something like that.
Yes. You know us
I don't
witches.
know.
Get no children to do the devil's work.
Since we have a little bit of time, but you have a weird perspective this week because you have had time to think about this.
I have. And where's my book?
You just had it.
I know. I legit. Oh, it's freaking over there. Hold on. Whee!
We'll take an ad break while you're doing that.
Sponsored
This episode
by
of Tether is sponsored by Flammable Leather.
And
do you want
plaid.
to wear leather chaps but have them be on fire at the same time? Now you have that option.
Spicy leather. Yeah, so the spade for this week, it says, it is the end of both of our stories. We'll share one final entry, so we both will. So that'll be 2 more episodes, definitely. The past, you're scared because you tried to stop the terror as taken notice of you. You think it's going to kill you, which is terrifying as a 10-year-old, you know. Why do you survive? If not, do you finish writing this entry before you meet your fate? So, for me, I'm not sure if Charlie lives or not. I kind of have an idea of how I'm going to end it. So, we'll see. For you, the present. Something terrible has happened to the past. You don't think they'll ever answer you, but you share one last journal entry detailing how you used the information you've uncovered together to defeat the terror, at least for now. And I feel like, after reading that entry, that Jordan is not going to use anything I say to defeat the terror, because Jordan is such a capitalistic, self-centered person, that they're going to be like, I want to be full of that, whatever that is, that old man skin trees essence. Yeah, I'll drink that. I'll drink that shit right now.
That old man juice.
Yeah.
Tap that old man.
I'm going to be immortal forever. Woo! And I'm like, how can I really... Oh, man. How can you? What am I going to do? Especially, do I survive? You know that something terrible has happened to me. And what does that terribility mean? You know, what is that?
I like
what
the
is
image of Charlie on her bike. Like she's doing a paper route, but instead of papers, it's just Molotov cocktails that she's just rolling by, just flinging to either side.
On her way out of town.
This old bitch.
Out of town, she's lighting the gas station on fire. She just sets that off. She's Pyro Charlie. What terrible thing has happened to Charlie?
Bunch of bottles of cheap Kharkov vodka that she found.
Yeah.
Stuffed with flammable leather just in there, just lighting it up.
She mails the journal directly to Jordan's house. Because she knows... She goes and hunts Jordan out in the real world, you know, I remember. She just shows up to Jordan's place out in California. It's like, hey, you Jordan? She's like, yeah, I'm Jordan. Are you from East Prairie? Yeah, I am. And then that's you see her cock a shotgun.
Ma and Pa Cutter got a message for you, bitch.
That's right. I'm Charlie Cutter. Prepared to die.
I would love it. That would be the best. I hope you end it that way. I hope you just knock on Jordan's, suite, 6th floor.
Oh my God! She goes
large apartment in L.A.
And you know what? The last entry is I just want you to know, Jordan, it was me. And then on your end, you're like, it was me. What does that mean? I hear explosions outside my house. She just drops the building. She's like, yeah, I went into demo. After I left that place, I got into demolition.
Charlie's just 100 yards away with a sniper rifle.
It's like, I went to the military. Yeah, that's right. Went to the military, learned all those sniper skills. I found you, Jordan. You like mirrors?
Okay, well, this episode's been a wild 3-week ride.
It had. Oh my God.
Enjoyed it. Especially since we're rolling up on the end, I hope everybody's been having a good time, and you're gonna finish it out and see what's what. Remember, subscribe and listen and follow to us wherever you are. That way you don't miss when these things go live and when we pop up, especially when this is all wrapped up and we're gonna be playing some video games, because that'll be a lot of fun and that'll be cool. Across the internet, we are the Elder Elves. You can find us on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook. We typically post this every Tuesday when things don't go awry. So that's when that comes up. The podcast and video on demand are the next day. My name's Colin Carlton. You can find me at colincarlton.com or at symbol Colin Carlton and then the letters VO on pretty much any social media. I think that's it for this stuff. What about you? Where can people find you, and what do you like to talk about yourself?
Oh, wow. I'm Miranda Antes, and you can find me as Obscurabrasion on pretty much all social things. You can also find me kicking around TikTok nowadays, making videos on my, site. And you can also go over to the Elder Elves over there. And I'm supposed to be updating that site, but I have been a slacker, and I'm really sorry. But don't worry, I have some ideas. I just have not uploaded them. I got mad at my microphone, so I have to refilm some stuff. So, yeah. But anyway.
And you're a writer.
I am. I'm working on my first book. I'm almost done. And I'm hoping to get that out in the new year at the latest. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, to get that out there. And once it is in a more it's about to happen state, then I'll do more announcements. And yeah.
But yeah,
if anyone wants to beta read.
Yeah. And if you do like how we tell stories and everything like that, you should definitely follow Miranda. And hey, while you're at it, you can follow me too. But
because Colin, guys, listen, Colin is a voice actor, but he's also a writer of sci-fi, and he has books already out there. So if you want to read, or you are a reader of sci-fi, pick up his books, please.
And if you're a reader of future novels that you go forward in time and find, read Miranda's stuff, because it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be gonna be real.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Do you want to see what happens when someone writes in an ADD mindset? You're gonna see that definitely.
Man, some of these chapters are long, and some of them are super short, and they're really about different things.
Jesus, this is one solid. This is supposed to be a paragraph. This is one run-on sentence.
They need to spackle their entire room right now for no reason whatsoever. This is very out of character.
How many times is she going to put that acorn in her pocket and make sure it's still there? That's some OCD shit right there. Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait to be able to put it out there. I mean, according to TikTok, I should be doing that. The book talkers and stuff, I should be already doing that. But you know what?
Yeah, you'll get there.
Not yet.
All right. Priming it. Okay, everybody.
Prime it. All right, so everybody, thank you.
You'll see us again next week. Pretty positive. We're
100% we will be.
Yeah,
sure. 100%. Yeah.
I
won't be sick anymore.
Go wrong unexpectedly. So. Yeah. No.